Side note about wishes. Did you know that the kids singing in the Wishes fireworks show are Make-A-Wish kids? Yep, same. I was told that one time in the middle of already drowning myself in my own tears. One of my friends comes up and whispers in my ear, "Did you know those are Make-A-Wish kids?" And I collapsed to the ground. Oh, anyway, hello everyone. I know you're all big dreamers, wishers, and every time I get back from a Walt Disney World vacation, or even when I'm preparing to go, I'm always like, what can I do that's new? What are my goals when I go there? What do I have to aim for? And I don't know about a lot of you, but I personally have a Disney Parks bucket list. It's something that I have kept for a while now, and thankfully have been able to check some things off. But I have a bucket list that I always have open with me if I ever do something new or something on that list while I'm vacationing at the Disney parks that I'm able to check off. So I thought I would share with you all what is remaining on my bucket list. So if you are interested, stay tuned and we will just knock these out. All right, here we go. Just got a Venmo friend request. And then a text from my mother that says, "Do you have a tiara I can use?" Duh. Anyway, so I use my Notes app on my iPhone, and they have an option where you can like make little bubbles and click them, so when you do them you can like tap like, "Oh, I did it, yay." So that's where I keep track of my bucket list. So we'll just go through these real quick. I will say, like I've mentioned, I have checked off some. I just recently got back from a Walt Disney World vacation, and one of the check marks I did for my bucket list was attend a Dapper Day. Yay! I went to my very first Dapper Day. I went with my husband and my very best friend, and we Dapper Disney bounded as Meg, Hercules, and Pegasus. And it was so much fun. It was so great to see everyone dressed up, and I've always wanted to do a Dapper Day, so I was very excited when I was able to check that off of my bucket list. Alright, so these are in absolutely no particular order. Alright, I want to get evacuated from an attraction. If I had the option of which attraction I would get evacuated from, it would be Tomorrowland Transit Authority's People Mover. It is notorious for breaking down. That track is incredibly outdated, very old, and I get stopped every time and I'm always like, "Oh, this is it," and never. Someday I know it will happen. I want to compete in a Run Disney race. I have never done that before, so I think it would be lots of fun. I want to see Cinderella's Castle Suite. I don't need to stay there. I'm having realistic goals here. I would just like to stand in the suite and look at it. Maybe walk around, if that's feasible. But that is something that has actually been on my list before the Cinderella suite was even a thing. Back in 2003 or something, 2002, we had an assignment at school to create a bucket list, and number one was stay the night in Cinderella's castle. And then like a year or two later, the Year of a Million Dreams happened, and then they opened this Cinderella suite, and I was like, oh, this is for me. So, if you have a way to make that happen next time I'm there, holler at your girl. I would like to stay in a Polynesian bungalow. I was this close last fall. I was so close, but instead we stayed at a Copper Creek cabin, which was still incredibly amazing and beautiful. But I want to stay in a bungalow, so that is still on my bucket list. I would like to meet Megara from Hercules. I just mentioned that I Dapper Disney bounded as Meg. She is my favorite, and I can only assume her meet and greets are fabulous and flawless and filled with sass, and that is just... I get a decent amount of fill from meeting the stepsisters or Chip and Dale because their interactions are always so fun and sassy and hilarious. But I just need to meet her at some point in my life. So even if you have like a wig or something you want to throw on and pretend to be Meg, that would be great. I want to do the Africa Wild Trek at Disney's Animal Kingdom. It's one of the backstage tour type adventure things that you can choose from. While we're on that, I've also always wanted to do a Keys to the Kingdom tour. I've never done that, and I know some great tour guides as well who would be wonderful to do that with. I would like to stay at every resort at Walt Disney World. Everywhere on property, I would like to stay, even if it's just one night. I'm doing a decent job. Not so much with the deluxe resorts, but here's hoping every now and then. I have never done 4 theme parks in one day. And I'm talking like sun up to sundown. I've done 4 theme parks over the course of 24 hours, but that does not count. I want to do 4 parks, sun up to sundown. I want to dine at Victoria and Albert's, which is the fanciest restaurant on Walt Disney World property. So if you're gonna guess where it's located, you can probably guess that it's at Disney's Grand Floridian Resort and Spa. Speaking of spas, this isn't, I know it's down here somewhere. I want a spa day at any Disney spa. Any of them. I would like a massage. I really don't care, but I've never gone to any of the spas or had any luxury treatment while at Walt Disney World, and I think that would be awesome to just relax and take in the day. I don't know how people do this, but I've always wanted a Beauty and the Beast live on stage meet and greet. So for those of you who don't know, at Disney's Hollywood Studios, there's Beauty and the Beast live on stage at the Theater of the Stars. And as you can guess, it stars the Beauty and the Beast cast. And I know some people who either know some of the performers or friends and family who get to go and do a meet and greet backstage, but I would love that. My friends always make fun of me because I just love live on stage so much, even though it's like, it literally came out 27 years ago. I don't care. Not at all. I love it so much, and it can stay forever. It's not outdated at all. It can stay. The cone wigs can stay. Keep them. I have never seen the Kiss Goodnight on Cinderella's Castle at Magic Kingdom. And this is something that happens way after the park closes, just about the time the last guest leaves. There's a final Kiss Goodnight that is projected on Cinderella's Castle with some beautiful music and like an announcement saying goodnight from the Magic Kingdom. And I would actually like to sit like on the hubgrass and watch it at some point. I think I've been leaving the park, or maybe like almost on the monorail as it was happening, but I've never actually sat down and watched it. So I would like to do that at some point. So, okay, this sort of happened to me this last trip. I have Meet the Three Caballeros on here. I love them so much. But for part of Disney's Animal Kingdom's 20th anniversary, they have Panchito and Jose out doing a dance party. So I danced with 2 of the 3 Caballeros. Granted, yes, I've met Donald, but I've never met them all 3 together. So I'm keeping that on my list. It's staying. I would like to attend a Walt Disney World wedding. Currently, I have none of those in the works, so if you're getting married at Walt Disney World, I am a wonderful party guest. I will DJ for you, MC, whatever you want. I'll officiate even. I'll take the test online. I don't even know. Can I? I think I can do that. Call me up. So it's always exciting reading these and being like, this is in the works. One of them is go on a Disney Cruise Line cruise. And I have one booked for January. I'm so excited. It will be my first Disney cruise, but again, I haven't actually done that. Something could come up, so it is still on my list. I've never mini golfed on Walt Disney World property, and there are 2 mini golf courses. Yes, that's right. There are 2 mini golf courses on Walt Disney World property, and I have not done either of them. Also, I have never been to a water park. I've never been to either Typhoon Lagoon nor Blizzard Beach. So I will even mark off that I've done one of them, but right now I've not done either. So they're both on my list. I would like to dine at every single table service restaurant at Walt Disney World and Disneyland Resort. So I guess you can say those are both two separate goals because two parks, whatever. But I would like to dine at every table service restaurant possible. And every trip I take, I try and make sure I'm at least dining at 2 new dining experiences, sometimes 3. But it gets really busy and I don't really like to sit down at table service restaurants a lot, especially if I'm by myself on a solo trip, but it's on there. I have never attended Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. I know, is your heart like breaking for me? Because I don't know if you know this, I am a huge Disney fan. Shocking, right? But I also am the biggest Christmas geek ever. So the fact that I have never been to Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party is truly upsetting. I've been to Not So Scary plenty of times, but never Very Merry. And I almost did this last year, but it was a super last minute decision and the party was sold out in early November and I was pretty bummed. But someday I will. I know I keep saying like, I'm gonna do this. Well, obviously it's on my bucket list and you have to have goals. You have to work towards something. I want to be a galactic hero on Buzz Lightyear's Space Ranger spin. And what is the galactic hero? Well, so Buzz Lightyear's Space Ranger spin, you have these little, not rockets, like laser guns or whatever, and you're pointing towards targets. You're like trying to shoot for the targets. And you can get a score of 999,999, which is the max amount of points you can get. And then if you get that number, you are a galactic hero. Okay, the highest I have scored on that attraction is like 120,000. Maybe. I've even like been told like, oh, you gotta try and hit this one. Yeah, no. I have never taken a ride on a Main Street vehicle. I know a lot of them, especially in the morning hours when it's not as busy, will take you from the firehouse up through Main Street to Cinderella's Castle and back. I have never done one before and I would love to do that at some point. I would like to attend a D23 expo. Every other year when it is out in Anaheim, I always tell myself I'm going to go. And I've never been able to. So here's hoping that I go in 2020. That is not next year. Next year is 2019. Yeah, so let's plan on 2019. Great, that will work. 2019. I would like to see Walt's apartment in Disneyland. I would just love to see it. Obviously, you can look at the window from the outside, but there's just gotta be something special about being in there where he's been. And I just get emotional thinking about it. But that's on my list. I would like to take an Adventures by Disney vacation. And this is something I offer as a travel agent, though I've never actually done it myself. It's always been something. I used to travel all the time when I was younger. I've been to all of Western Europe, China, India, all when I was under the age of 16. But I would love to go back and take a tour of really anywhere. Anywhere is up for grabs for me, but I would love to do an Adventures by Disney tour because they just really, really know what they're talking about and will make sure that the vacation is planned perfectly. Alright, I think I have most of them. Oh, duh. I completely missed this one and it's like my number 1. I want to dine at Club 33. Now, some of you have probably heard of Club 33. It is a private club that is located in some of the Disney parks. The most famous one being at Disneyland because it was the first one that opened, and it did open 6 months after Walt Disney died, but it was his dream that one opened. He'd always heard about VIP lounges like when he was at the World's Fair, and he always wanted to incorporate that into the parks. So ideally, when I say I would like to dine at Club 33, Disneyland's Club 33 is at the top of my list. Now, they do have them at some of the overseas parks and are currently building them in each of the 4 parks at Walt Disney World, and I will probably add them individually on my bucket list, but right now, Club 33, Disneyland, and New Orleans Square is on is the #1 thing on my bucket list, next to seeing Cinderella's castle suite. I am going to Disneyland in November, and that is why this is like at the forefront of my mind, because I just want so bad to be able to dine there. I think it would be amazing. Alright, so that is currently the end of my bucket list that I have in my notes section on my phone. It is ever growing. I'm always thinking of new things that I want to accomplish. And like I mentioned, I may be missing some things because I may have already done it. For example, one of them was be a Grand Marshal at a parade. And guess who's been one before? On my 23rd birthday, mind you. Guys, it was awesome. I even got this hat and it says 2013 Grand Marshal. Oh! Anyway, so yeah, like I said, some that I didn't mention is because I've been able to check them off my list, but it's never ending, always growing, and I want to know what is on your Disney bucket list. Was there something that you wanted to add to my bucket list? I would love to hear what all of your dreams and wishes are when it comes to the Disney parks. I think especially when you are blessed to be able to go so often, it's really exciting to have these goals and these aspirations to make it the best experience you can have. And that's why it's so fun. A lot of these aren't going to happen in the next year. It makes every trip different, every trip exciting and new and unique. But thank you guys so much for watching. You guys, honestly, all of your comments and love always make my day. I am so happy to have you on this journey with me. Make sure you follow me on social media. Go over to Facebook and give Magical Moments by Miranda a good ol' like and follow, and that's where I share all of the latest Walt Disney World news and information. And then also go follow me on Instagram at The Magical Miranda. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye!